Hello, friends and families. We are excited to share some interviews with you from some of our church members that are community helpers. A community helper is someone who works in our community for its overall well-being. That means they work for the people living in the community to make it a great place to live. They help to solve problems and provide services for their community. They also work to keep us healthy and safe. Let's learn how a nurse helps our community. Here is Nurse Karen Myers.
Hi, I'm Karen Myers, and I'm a registered nurse. I went to University of South Carolina for 4 years and got a nursing degree and became a registered nurse. And now I'm a school nurse. I love being a school nurse because I get to take care of all these children every day. Some days I feel like I have 500 children. And I get to take care of them and make sure they're well, and I take care of any emergencies, and sometimes they just get scared. A couple of my favorite memories, one of them, I had a mom call me one day, and she said that her daughter was going through what she was going to do for the day in school. She was going to color, and she was going to read, and she was going to cut out some pictures, and she was going to go see the school nurse, and she was going to lunch and recess. So I was part of her plan for the day. And another one was a little kindergartner who had an emergency, and the teacher brought him to my health room, and I took care of him and sat with him. And when he started feeling better, he got this big tear in his eye, and he grabbed me around the neck and gave me the biggest bear hug. And for work every day, I wear scrubs like these. These are some of my favorites that have all the animals and things on them, and fish. And these are the tools, some of the tools that I use every day at work. Sometimes, if a child's not feeling well, I'll have to take their temperature, like this. And use this. And then it beeps in case he has no temperature today. And then I have my stethoscope, which I use, and I keep that with me always because I can use this and I can listen to Casey's heart and her heart beating, and I can listen to that beating. And then I can tell her to take a deep breath, and then I can listen to her lungs and her breathing. Do it again. Very good. Everything looks good. Sometimes I have to look at her throat. Sometimes children come to me with a sore throat, and I'll say, open wide, and I can look back there at her throat, and her throat looks just fine today. And she said her ear's been bothering her a little bit. So what I might do, even at work, is look in that ear. No taters in that ear. It's just fine. Sometimes if there's a boo-boo, I might have to put some medicine on it to make it feel better. And then what I would do is put a Band-Aid on it, because that helps keep the dirt out and keeps the medicine on it so it doesn't get infected. All right, what else? If it's a boo-boo and there's some swelling but there's no cut or anything, I have a boo-boo bear, and I put ice in it, and then we might need to put the boo-boo bear on the boo-boo, and that helps it. If it's a bigger cut or scrape than that, sometimes I might have to clean it up really good, and then I'm going to put this on there, and then I might need to put this like this to put some pressure on it to keep it from bleeding. And again, that helps keep the dirt and the germs out too, so I can send Casey back to class. Let's see what else. We have some tape, a different kind of thermometer. Sometimes children come in and I have to give them medicine, so I just pour the medicine in here and then give it to her to drink. And then she drinks it. And sometimes when I'm using, when I have cuts and scrapes and things, I put these gloves on, and these I wear very often at work. Like this. And that helps keep dirt and germs out of cuts and scrapes, and it also protects my hands. And Casey seems to have a little bitty cut on her finger right here too. She just really did a number at recess today. So we need a Band-Aid here, And we need another Band-Aid right here. And I think we have her all taken care of. I totally depend on my faith to be able to do my job. I pray before I start work that the children will be strong and healthy, and I pray that God will bless my heart and my hands so that I may do His will while I'm at work.
Hello, class. My name is Charles Viol, and I've been asked by one of your teachers to answer a few questions about me and how I am a community helper in our community, in our state, and for our country as well. So, with no further ado, I'm going to go ahead and ask my wife to read off the first question.
What do you do for a living?
So, what do I do for a living? I am actually in the South Carolina Army National Guard as a medevac Black Hawk pilot, and that's what I do for my job full time, and I really enjoy it. It's very rewarding for me.
What do you like about being in the military?
What do I like about being in the military? The military for me is a very rewarding career. I've spent right at 19 years in the military service, and it gives me a lot of personal satisfaction. I wake up every day knowing that I am making a big difference in our community, our state, and in our country.
What made you want to be in the military, and did you always want to do that?
So no, actually, I didn't want to be in the military. I don't want to say I didn't want to be in the military, but I didn't have an interest in it really for a little while. So when I was in high school, I did a program called Jrotc, which is a class that you can take in high school. Most high schools have them. And it kind of introduces you to the kind of some of the ins and outs of being in the military. And I did that. And I graduated high school, and I did really well in the class, and I graduated high school, and kind of moved on and did a little college from there, and kind of fell out of touch with the military, but had something always kind of tapping me in the back of the brain saying, hey, I think you should do this. I think you should do this. And I ended up doing it. I went ahead and followed my instincts and said, you know what? I need to go ahead and do this. So I did. I joined the military back in 2003. Yeah, 2003, and I've been in for about 18 years now.
Do you have special clothes to wear? If so, what are they?
I do have special clothes to wear. As most of you probably know, or if maybe you have a dad or a mom or a brother or sister or uncle that's in the military, you would know that we probably wear something called a uniform. And this is my uniform. This is what I wear. And this is my top right here that I wear. It's got my rank on it, and it has the U.S. Army on it because I'm in the United States Army. Even though we're the National Guard, we're still a part of the Army. That's my last name right there, and I think most of you would probably know exactly what that is. That's pretty self-explanatory. And this right here is the unit that I was with when I deployed overseas very recently. And this right here should also look very familiar if you're from South Carolina. It looks a lot like our state flag, but it's our patch that we wear that designates that I'm with the South Carolina Army National Guard. So this is part of my uniform that I wear. It has a pair of pants and a hat, and I wear a belt and boots and all that kind of stuff. So that's kind of the uniform that I would wear.
How did you learn how to do your job?
So when you join the military, any job that you do in the military, whether it's like an administrative person, or if you want to drive tanks, or if you want to fly at helicopters, or if you want to do anything like that, the military's got all kinds of jobs that you can do. The military will actually teach you how to do that job. When you join the military, they don't expect you to already know how to drive a tank. I don't think any of y'all own a tank. I never owned a tank before I joined the military. So they can't expect you to really know how do stuff like that, considering you've never been in never actually driven a tank or anything like that. So the military is going to teach you, and it taught me how to do my job. I've had a few different jobs throughout my military career, and they've all been very rewarding. I've enjoyed them very, very much. So the military will teach me, and it will teach you. If you decide to join the military one day, it will teach you how to do that job, and it teaches you very well.
What is your favorite memory of your job?
My favorite memory of my job, man, that's a good one. I would have to say just no one specific memory, I don't feel like, but I feel like my job as being a helicopter pilot in itself creates a lot of memories. So, when I'm flying around up in the sky and you're kind of looking around down on maybe the city of Columbia, or maybe we'll fly up to Asheville, North Carolina, or maybe we'll fly down towards the beach. It creates a lot of great memories, and I do it with good friends of mine. We fly together, and we'll go up and we'll do that, and it creates a lot of memories. So I don't really know that I have one specific memory that really stands out, but I have a lot of great ones with a lot of great friends.
Your job requires that you spend time away from your family. How do you and your family handle that?
So as you heard me mention a second ago when I was showing you my uniform, I just recently came back from a deployment from overseas. And so I know that my wife back here, Melinda, and my two boys, Jackson and Briggs, I know that they're being taken care of. I know that they're okay, because I can actually, just like I'm talking to you right now in this video, I got to video with them pretty much every day, and that really, really helps me get through those hard times, and also relied a lot on my faith to get through it. So, like when you go home at night and you're surrounded by your siblings, your brothers and sisters, and your parents, your grandparents, or any of your family members, and even your close friends, you're always very close to them, and you feel safe around them, and you feel comforted around them. Well, when you're overseas, you don't have those close family members with you anymore. You feel kind of alone, but one person you do always have with you is Jesus. You can always rely on Jesus to be there with you. Even when Jesus is here with us now, when you're away from home and you're feeling down and you're feeling out, you can always look to Jesus, and Jesus will always be there with you. Someone you can talk to, someone you can rely on, that you know is going to be there for you. And so I think that's really kind of all the questions that we had today. I really enjoyed talking to y'all. I hope this kind of answers all the questions. And please, if you ever wanted to talk more about it or ever had any more questions, I'd be more than happy to come to your class and talk to you. And we can sit down. I can show you all kind of like a flight helmet or a flight suit or the vest that I wear. If you ever wanted to see that kind of stuff or ask some more questions about the military, I'd love to answer them. So I hope y'all have a very good day, and I look forward to talking to you real soon. Thanks.
Can you introduce yourself for us, please?
I'm Tim Scott. I'm the church host here, and I'm also a reserve lieutenant with the Lexington County Sheriff's Department.
So what do you do as a community helper, Mr. Tim?
I work for the Sheriff's Department and mostly answer calls for service, which is when somebody needs some help, they call the Sheriff's Department.
And what kind of tools do you use to help in your job?
Well, what kind of tools? A lot of the things that we need is knowledge, so we always have a computer in the car. We have a radio to talk, to find out where we need to go and what we need to do. We have a flashlight so we can see in the dark. We have a lot of things.
Does some of the police officers also have dogs?
Yes, they have dogs that can find people that are lost, that can detect things that people are not supposed to have, and they're very, very useful.
Do you wear any special clothes, and if so, what kind?
Well, I wear the uniform, which I'm wearing now, and I also wear a bullet-resistant vest under my uniform.
And do you wear a uniform so that people know who you are?
Yes, people who see a police officer in uniform or a deputy can always ask them for help, and children should always know that they should ask a deputy or all police officer help anytime they need it.
And how did you learn how to do your job?
I went to class for 6 months and learned the various skills and rules and laws that apply to what I have to do.
And what's your favorite memory from being a police officer?
My favorite memory? We had lost a little 3-year-old boy and wandered away from home with his dog, and we got our dog out there and we tracked him down the road. And you know, you're always worried when a small child is missing, but we found him walking up the street, and we stopped and we said, Dave, are you David? He said, yes. I said, well, are you lost? And he said, no, sir, I'm not. And he was very confident that he knew exactly where he was and what he was doing, and it was really, really a funny thing, and we got him back to his mother safely.
That's great. We appreciate what you do as a community helper. Thank you, Mr. Tim.